Attention passionate Dallas, Cowboys. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Dallas, Cowboys. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, sit tight because what's buzzing around the NFL right now could seriously shake up the NFC East, and more importantly, give the Dallas Cowboys a massive boost heading into the 2024 season. Rumors are swirling that the Cowboys are in serious discussions to acquire Derek Brown, the interior defensive tackle from the Carolina Panthers. This isn't just some idle chatter. Sources are indicating that Dallas is pushing hard to land Brown, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The Cowboys, a team already known for their fierce defense, could be about to add a game-changer in the trenches, something they've been craving for quite a while now. The potential trade being floated around is quite significant. Word is that Dallas might be offering a first-round pick in the 2027 draft in exchange for Brown, which is a bold move, but one that speaks volumes about how much they value adding to their defensive front. Adam Schefter has mentioned that talks are intense, and while ESPN's Jeremy Fowler reports that some insiders are nearly certain a deal will happen, there's still no official confirmation. That's typical NFL chess, folks. Lots of negotiation, lots of speculation, but no deal until it's done. Still, the whispers are loud enough to get any Cowboys fan excited. Imagine what a player like Brown could do for this defense. Now let's talk about the background here. Brown is a true interior dominator. Think of him as a modern-day Aaron Donald, but in Carolina. He's a guy who can plug gaps, stop the run, and put pressure on the quarterback from the middle. Last season, he racked up 55 solo tackles along with 8 sacks, which is impressive for a defensive tackle. His PFF grade last year was an outstanding 92. And he generated 82 quarterback pressures, creating constant havoc in the backfield. Not only that, but he's excellent at stopping the run, with a run-stop percentage of 45%. This guy is a game wrecker, and his presence alone can transform a defensive line from good to elite. Over his career, Brown has accumulated over 300 tackles and 20 sacks, earning 2 Pro Bowl selections. His style of play is reminiscent of some of the league's best interior linemen, players like Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, and Dexter Lawrence, known for their explosiveness, football IQ, and ability to disrupt plays at the point of attack. His relentless motor and high football intelligence make him a nightmare for offensive linemen, and his presence would significantly elevate Dallas's defensive front. And let's not forget, Derek Brown isn't just a run stuffer. His pass-rushing ability has improved year over year, and he's become a reliable threat in the interior. His ability to collapse the pocket and force quarterbacks into uncomfortable throws is a trait that Dallas would love to harness. Last season, he averaged over 2 quarterback pressures per game, which is outstanding for a defensive tackle. His size, 6'5", 324 pounds, combined with his athleticism, makes him a versatile force on the line. In terms of impact, Brown's addition could change the entire defensive scheme for Dallas. The Cowboys have been known for their aggressive 4-2-5 or 3-4 hybrid schemes, and a player like Brown would allow them to run even more complex stunts and blitz packages. Opposing offenses would have to gameplan around him, which could open up opportunities for linebackers and edge rushers like Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. Let's explore the significance of this move in the context of the Cowboys' recent history. Dallas has traditionally been a team that emphasizes a strong defensive line, a philosophy rooted in the days of DeMarcus Ware and Jay Ratliff. Over the past few seasons, the team has been seeking a consistent interior presence that can anchor the line and generate pressure without relying solely on edge rushers. The emergence of Osa Odighizuwa, who had a breakout season with 5 sacks last year, was promising. But Brown's arrival would be a quantum leap, giving Dallas a true game wrecker in the middle. Brown's influence extends beyond just the field. He's a leader in the locker room, known for his professionalism and work ethic. His presence could galvanize the entire defense, setting a tone that intimidates opponents and inspires confidence among teammates. The Cowboys' defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, is known for his innovative schemes and aggressive approach, and Brown's skill set perfectly complements that style. Why are the Panthers even considering trading Brown? Well, it's a mix of cap space and rebuilding. The Panthers are tight on cap, about $25 million, and with some key extensions pending like Burns and others, they're looking to shed salary and acquire assets for the future. Their 2025 outlook isn't great, with a projected 4-13 record, and they're clearly in a rebuild phase, focusing on stockpiling draft picks and young talent. Trading Brown, a player with high value, makes strategic sense for them. It's about managing the cap and building a competitive roster from the ground up. For Dallas, this isn't just about upgrading one position, it's about transforming the entire defensive identity. Brown's presence would mean opponents would have to double-team him, freeing up other players to make plays. His ability to generate pressure, averaging over 2 pressures per game, would create more turnovers and disrupt opposing offenses. His knack for forcing fumbles and creating chaos in the backfield could turn the tide in close games, especially against divisional rivals like the Eagles and Giants. Let's not forget the impact on the team's overall strategy. With Brown anchoring the interior, the Cowboys could run more aggressive schemes up front, knowing they have a reliable disruptor in the middle. His projected stats for 2024 include over 10 sacks, something that would make him one of the top defensive tackles in the league, and a run-stop rate of over 22%. That's a game changer. Compare that to Odighizuwa, who had 5 sacks last year. Brown's addition would give Dallas a serious upgrade in both pass rush and run defense. Looking at the bigger picture, this move could significantly affect the Cowboys' chances in the postseason. The team has been building a solid roster, with Dak Prescott leading the offense and a defense that's been improving steadily. But to truly contend for the Super Bowl, they need to dominate in the trenches, and acquiring someone like Brown could be the final piece in that puzzle. His presence would not just be about individual stats, it's about elevating the entire unit, making life miserable for quarterbacks and stuffing the run with authority. Now, let's talk about the stakes. The Cowboys are currently seen as playoff contenders, but to take that next step and challenge teams like the Eagles or even the 49ers, they need that extra edge. Brown's addition could serve as a catalyst, providing the push needed to elevate the Cowboys into a true championship-level defense. FanDuel's odds show that Dallas's Super Bowl chances could jump from plus 8,000 to plus 3,800 if they land Brown, which speaks volumes about how much this move is valued across the betting landscape. Plus, his ability to generate turnovers and force critical mistakes could be the X-factor in those high-stakes playoff games, where every possession counts. From a more emotional perspective, Cowboys fans have been craving a dominant interior presence for years. We've seen teams like the Eagles and Rams dominate with stout defensive lines, and Dallas has been working hard to catch up. The addition of Brown could be that keystone, someone who not only gets to the quarterback but also commands double teams, freeing up others to make plays. His style of play, reminiscent of some of the best in the league, would fit perfectly into Dallas's defensive scheme and could make the entire defense more cohesive and intimidating. And speaking of the division, it's worth noting that this move could rattle the entire NFC East. The Eagles, Giants, and Commanders are all watching closely, knowing that Dallas's defense could become a nightmare for anyone trying to score on them. The Cowboys have been building a balanced team, but adding a game wrecker like Brown would push their defense into elite territory. This isn't just about one player, it's about changing the entire dynamic of the division, and that's what makes this potential trade so exciting. Now let's delve deeper into the Dallas Cowboys, historical significance, and their journey to becoming a perennial contender. The franchise, founded in 1960, has a rich history of success, including 8 Super Bowl appearances and 5 championships, second only to the Steelers. The Cowboys earned their reputation as America's team due to their widespread popularity, winning culture and iconic players like Roger Staubach, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin. Their defensive legacy was built on the backs of legends like Charles Haley and DeMarcus Ware, who set the standard for pass rush and run-stopping prowess. In recent years, the team has been striving to recapture that defensive dominance. Under coach Mike McCarthy and defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, Dallas has adopted a scheme emphasizing versatility, aggressive blitzing, and stout run defense. The emergence of Micah Parsons as one of the league's most disruptive edge rushers has been a bright spot, but interior defense has sometimes lagged behind. The addition of Derek Brown could finally solidify that part of the defense, giving them the physicality and disruption they need to contend with the league's best. Dallas's current defense ranks around the top 10 in total yards allowed per game, but their run defense could be improved, ranking around 15th last year. Adding a player of Brown's caliber could push those numbers into the top 5, especially against the run, which is crucial in playoff football. Opponents like the Eagles and 49ers have shown that controlling the line of scrimmage is essential to winning championships, and Dallas needs to match or surpass that level. Let's also consider the offensive side for a moment. Dak Prescott has been steady, with career stats including over 16, 0 passing yards, and 100 touchdowns over his 6 seasons. His leadership has been pivotal, especially in clutch moments. The receiving core, led by C.D. Lamb and Brandon Cook, has become more explosive, and Tony Pollard's emergence as a dynamic running back adds balance. But winning championships in today's NFL often hinges on a team's ability to dominate defensively. So enhancing the defense is a strategic move, aligning with Dallas's championship ambitions. Looking ahead, the future of the Dallas Cowboys hinges on strategic moves like acquiring Derek Brown. With a roster that includes key players like Micah Parsons, Trevon Diggs, and C.D. Lamb, the addition of a dominant interior lineman could create the synergy needed to push the team over the top. The NFC is competitive, but the Cowboys' window remains open, especially if they make smart moves in free agency and the draft. Expectations for 2024 are high. The Cowboys are projected to contend for the NFC East title once again, with most analysts predicting a 12-5 or 13-4 record, depending on how well the defense gels. The addition of Brown could tip the scales in close games, especially those critical matchups against divisional rivals. The team's goal is to reach the NFC Championship game, something they last achieved in the 1995 season, and Brown's presence could be the difference maker. In terms of deep analytical perspectives, the move to acquire Brown also signals a shift in the Cowboys' defensive philosophy. Historically, teams that prioritize interior disruption, like the Rams with Aaron Donald, tend to have more success in postseason scenarios. Brown's disruptive style aligns with this approach, and his ability to collapse the pocket from the inside is invaluable in today's pass-heavy league. Furthermore, from a player development perspective, Brown's addition could free up younger players like Sam Williams and DeMarcus Lawrence to focus on their pass-rushing roles, knowing the middle is solidified. It also allows the coaching staff to be more flexible in their schemes, mixing up blitz packages and stunts to keep offenses guessing. The strategic depth that Brown adds could be a game-breaker in high-pressure playoff situations. Now, let's analyze the potential financial implications and contract details. While the exact terms are still under negotiation, reports suggest that Dallas is willing to part with their 2027 first-round pick, a significant sacrifice, but one that could pay dividends. Brown is under contract through 2025, with a team-friendly deal that includes a manageable cap hit, making him an attractive target for a contending team. For the Panthers, trading Brown at this stage makes financial sense, especially if they're planning to rebuild with a focus on youth and draft capital. In conclusion, the Dallas Cowboys are on the brink of what could be a defining moment in their franchise history. Acquiring Derek Brown would not only bolster their defense, but also send a message to the rest of the league that Dallas is serious about competing at the highest level. With a rich history of success, a talented roster, and strategic moves like this, the Cowboys are positioning themselves as genuine Super Bowl contenders once again. So, Cowboys fans, buckle up. The offseason is heating up, and the next few weeks could bring about a seismic shift in the NFC landscape. Whether or not this deal materializes, one thing is clear: Dallas is making bold moves, and the future looks brighter than ever. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's continue to support our team through thick and thin. The Dallas Cowboys are back in the conversation, and with moves like this, they're here to stay. Character count, 10-52.